One of the most amazing gifts God has given Christians is the ability to trust Him to supply money for missions, frequently supernaturally. In fact, you can give to missions money you don't have from sources you don't even know about when you partner with God in a faith promise for missions. Allow me to repeat that one more time. You can give to missions money you don't have from sources you don't even know about. Thousands are doing just that. Like the teenager who gave $60 even though she didn't even have a babysitting job. Or the college student who didn't have the money for tuition but gave $100. And the young unemployed mother of 4 who gave $1,000. Or the church with less than 15 families that gave thousands for missions even though they were in a $250,000 building program. How did they do it? They surely didn't do it by economic power because it simply wasn't there. They did it by the power of a gift God gave them. And the good news is that that same powerful gift is already inside you. The Bible tells us that to every person is given a measure of faith. God put it there, like a magnificent diamond of enormous value and wonderful potential. Within it is miraculous power, and with it, under the Lord's leadership, you can give to missions monies you don't have from sources you don't even know about. God wants you to unlock that gift and put it to work for His kingdom. If it lies dormant and remains hidden inside you, no one ever can be blessed by its beauty and value. But permit me to say that when you release your gift of faith, you will know it, and so will everyone else. Real faith gives proof and shows substance. It's more than pretty words and warm, fuzzy feelings. It sparkles like a diamond when you use it and is incredibly valuable when you cash it in. It will be unmistakable. The exciting thing about your faith is that you can actually convert it into money for missions, even though it often seems impossible or even irrational because there is no visible source to get that money. But you do have faith. And Jesus said, according to your faith, be it unto you. So it's clear, if you will partner with God in missions, that magnificent diamond in your heart, your faith, will make a big difference in our world. The key for you is to get a word from the Lord. Let Him whisper in your heart how much money He wants you to trust Him to provide for missions. What He tells you is God's promise to you, and He will supply it, even if it takes a miracle. Now, don't confuse this with your tithe. He already told you what your tithe should be. The word He gives you for a faith promise is what He wants you to trust Him for beyond your tithe. Once you get that word from the Lord, you need to register it on a faith promise card. That's your promise to God. That's what we call a faith promise. It's not a pledge that someone will try to collect from you. It's just your promise that you are trusting the Lord for it. If it doesn't come in, you just tell it to the Lord. There won't be a sheriff at your door. It's important to be clear on this. The faith promise is not cash in your pocket, money in your bank, or even your tithe. Your faith promise is a record of what you are trusting God to supply for missions because you believe He gave you a word about it. In this adventure with God, it's not unusual for Him to drop into our minds creative ways to get the money we need for missions. He has given ideas for income that literally have generated thousands of dollars for missions. Mrs. B in Youngstown, Ohio, got an idea about what her husband called the junk in her attic and basement, and through a garage sale converted it into several $100s cash for missions. Another lady who raised African violets as a hobby got the bright idea of selling them. For many years, those pretty little flowers supported third world pastors and evangelists. The idea God gave a man in Texas was to raise a steer for missions. From 1, he went to 2, then 3, then more. Eventually, Steer Inc. emerged as a powerful supplier of monies for missions. It was similar to the man who designed Praying Hands jewelry and ended up with a gift store in Hubbard, Ohio. The ideas for income God inspires are just amazing. Sometimes there's a concern that giving to missions will hurt local church giving. Experience shows the opposite is true. Actually, local church giving usually increases. It happened in Niagara Falls, New York, when a church gathered faith promises for several $1,000s far beyond their usual giving, and were pleasantly surprised when the folks generously gave additional monies to build a new parsonage. Giving to missions didn't hurt them. As believers partner with God in world missions, faith victories like this are revolutionizing missions giving. Their faith promises are dramatically increasing money for missions and inspiring laborers to enter the harvest field. More importantly, they are healing the hurting and saving the lost. My friend, please be a part of this exciting team. Give the Lord an opportunity to make a promise to you. Then, make your promise to God by registering a faith promise.